even with everything about Oprah, that I disagree with, I still respect her. I think she's a really brilliant businesswoman. I think she's probably a really nice lady. I think she really does care about people. I think she's just misguided. And
she almost admits that in the interview, where she basically says she doesn't know anything about these topics. She doesn't know anything about these topics of national discourse.
What was she doing campaigning for Barack Obama?
It's a great question. I don't know, but she basically admits that she's not on the level. She doesn't. She kept saying it's not her lane. That's not my lane. I don't know these.
Why
topics
didn't you stay
well
out
enough.
of that lane?
Well,
Then?
I agree.
That would have been really nice.
I agree.
I think it's and a lot of Americans felt this way. A lot of Americans, and I. It's just not the way to elect a president, but I understand it. It's why I said the day after the election, this is a very proud day for America. The barrier that we said would never, I talked to people who are probably 10 years older than me, 15 years older than me. They said growing up as a kid, it was like my dad. He grew up, he was born in 1926, and he said, we never thought we'd go to the moon. That's crazy talk. Go to the moon? You're not going to the moon. In, 1930s, you're not going to the moon. Same thing could be said for people, who are, 60. Probably thought we'll never have an African-American or a woman as president. Well, it was a great day to elect an African-American, just like it'll be a great day to elect a woman as the president. But that's not why you vote for them, because of their race or their gender. That's ridiculous. It's like, I don't know, he's got a pretty mouth. I don't know, I like the way his accent is. That's ridiculous. And that's what happened. And I think Oprah probably got caught up into that. And she knew him from Jeremiah Wright's church. So I don't understand. Do one thing. I want to play a little bit of the Oprah Winfrey interview from last night where she's talking about taxes and writing checks. Now remember, this is a woman who went to Jeremiah Wright's church, where it's all about social justice.
Though she left it not under political pressure. We should point that out. Unlike
and she recommended. I believe she recommended to him. I think she at one point said to him, "What are you doing?
She didn't.
This is not. There's something wrong here."
She had something happened where she did not feel comfortable there.
Yeah, she had issues. She had issues, but he sat there for 20 years,
and didn't leave until after the political pressure mounted.
But she recognized his language. She had to have recognized his language as being a social justice kind of champion, which means tear down the rich and give it to the poor. So we know she knows about this, but now listen to the way she talks about tax day last night on Piers Morgan.
You still write all the checks?
100. I don't write all of them now.
How many do you sign?
I sign all the checks that are over $100,000, and that's a lot.
Go on, how many?
Of checks. Oh, probably, several hundred.
Of over $100,000 each?
Yeah, it would knock your socks off.
That does knock my socks off.
Millions are going out. You're doing it.
Does it hurt you? Do you feel pain? Physical
pain?
No,
the most pain I feel is, my accountants will tell you this. Every time I write a check to the IRS, it's a ceremony. They come in. For years they came in with wine. Now they come in with tequila.
Wait, stop. If you really believed that social justice was achieved through the IRS, you wouldn't come in with wine or tequila. You would come in with champagne. Congratulations. Do you know how much social justice you have just provided? Congratulations. You would view it as a celebration. It would not be painful. I have to tell you, I pay 10% of my income to my church, and it's tithing. And I remember the first time Tanya and I, this is before we were members of our church, we're reading about tithing, and we're like, 10%? That's crazy. And we prayed on it, and we really did our our research and our homework, and read and prayed and read and prayed and read and prayed, and we're like, okay, you know what? It's all of God's money. Let's give a minimum of 10%, and let's just see how it works. That check was the hardest check to write of my life, because I was thinking, you got to be kidding me. Really? 10% of your income? Hard. I don't sign all of the checks in my company because I don't want to cry so much. But I sign my IRS checks, and as an alcoholic, tequila wouldn't do it for me. And it's not enough. It's hard to write those IRS checks. The happiest check I write is my tithing. I write a tithing check. 10%. Happy. Last year, I paid over 10% on just that check. And I was happy. Tanya and I looked at each other and went, it's not enough. And we were happy about it. Why? Because it's something we choose to do. It's something that we believe in. We can follow the money. We choose to do it. If we choose not to do it, we don't do it. And we've also seen the direct correlation of blessings. When I write, there's one sign on the side of the road that pisses me off all the time. You know what it is? Can you guess? Driving down the highway. You're paying your income tax. If you're part of the 50% that pays income tax in this country, what is the sign that pisses you off every time?
Your taxes are going to this construction
Yep.
project. Your taxes at work.
Yep, here are your tax dollars at work.
And there's nobody there.
And
that's what I love.
It's usually bullcrap.
Yep.
We're building a new high-speed train. What for? That pisses me off. Really hacks me off.
You got to get to Camden somehow.
Well, if I'm in Trenton, I can take the high-speed.
That's true, yeah.
You probably shouldn't call those bullet trains. Oh, is that violent rhetoric? There he goes again.
Why is the train industry
threatening the violent rhetoric? What is up with that? And I don't understand how Oprah doesn't see that. Here's a woman who gives $300 million a year. Do you have that audio?
I don't know if she says a year.
Not per year.
No,
all
she's
time.
I'm sorry, of all time.
Million.
Of all time.
Yeah, it comes up here.
We'll play this for you. But now think of this. Here's a woman who's given $300 million to charity and loves to do it. And she's intelligent. She knows that that's an investment in people. What did she do over in Africa with the school? She knew that was an investment in people. And she was like, I can make a real difference here. And so she tried to do it. And she said, I can't do this in the United States. So she decided with her own money to do something. I don't understand it. Oprah, if you were paying less in taxes, would you pay more to charity? Would you give more? I know I would. I'd give a whole lot more to charity. Reduce my taxes. But then it takes us to Houston. Of course you'd give more in charity. Of course you'd do more. In Houston, they just stopped a couple from helping feed the homeless because, they didn't have all the right paperwork. They're blocking the doors. Everything that we said 2 years ago, like that. We said that 2 years ago. I said, mark my words. You won't be able to help. You won't be able to give food. They'll block your path. That's in Texas. Why are they blocking our paths? Why are they forcing us to only go through the government? It's not right. And somebody like Oprah, who does give, I don't expect Joe Biden to get it. I mean, he's like, hey, I gave a guy at a shoe shine store a tip of $10 the other day. Told him not to spend it all in one place. But Oprah gets it.